it kind of affects how people interact with you in that you're setting the way you want to play the game. There are certain classes which you cannot be. If you, like, say, if you wanted to be a paladin, you could not then be anything but lawful good. You have to be spot on all the time. You have to, you know, you can't steal, you can't murder, you can't start fights. You have to be kind to everyone in your social interactions. But, I mean, for me, I normally go for chaotic neutral, simply because, you know, I get to do whatever the hell I like then, really. Abilities. Here is where you'll select, as you can see, your base stats, so strength, dexterity, constitution, all that kind of thing. What you have to keep in mind is that, depending on these stats, strength, so it will give you an explanation here. Strength measures the muscles and physical power of your character. The ability is especially important for fighters, barbarians, paladins, rangers, and monks, because it helps them prevail in combat. What it doesn't tell you there is that it also affects your carry weight. So obviously the stronger you are, the more you can carry. Then you have things like intelligence. And intelligence lower than 9 means that your character is unable to speak properly. So if you don't value intelligence, that's brilliant. But don't have it below a certain point, otherwise it will hinder your game progress. Again, as with the classes, you have a recommended button. So you hit that, and it will distribute the points in a way that would be sort of best for general play using that class. And we'll just go with that for now. But you can tailor it to how you want to be, because as we're about to get into the packages here, there are certain playstyles within each class. So you have your class, then you have your sort of subclass, which is what we'll get into in the packages, and then you have your prestige class. Going into the packages, say if you wanted to be a weapon master, in that case, strength, absolute must. Max that out. Next, because of the way that the weapon master is, focusing all their talent on one weapon, the katana, the fighter package will lead to the focused life of a weapon master. What's left out in this is the perks of armor. Or at least that's kind of what it is with... if you've ever played Baldur's Gate, you'll know the Kensai, which can't wear any armor at all. Weapon Master is fairly similar. If you want to get into it and see exactly what it is you do and don't have, you can go into the configure packages, and that will allow you to take a closer look at the skills. But if we just go for a default fighter for now, I mean, like, if you wanted to be more about finesse, dexterous fighter, use light weapons and quick hand to overcome his enemies. I tend to go for, if I ever select fighter, I just go for default because it gives you the best sort of general. Then we have customizing your look. This is how you'll appear on screen, and as you can probably tell, it's not overly, you know, the graphics are not anything like what you'll see in a more modern game. At the same time, the perspective from which you play this, you barely notice this kind of thing. So I wouldn't really pay much attention to it. What do I want? What do I want? He looks pretty cool. Although if he's going to be like me, he's going to be chunky. Nah, this is a fantasy game. I can be however I like. The starting clothing has 0 effect on any kind of stats. It is literally just clothing. It's cosmetic purely. So chances are you'll get changed out of this within the first hour of gameplay. Skin color. So we want to be, ooh, grey. No, we don't want that. No, it's too pink. Nah, that'll do. Tattoo colors. No, we don't want that. Hair color. Dark brown. Okay.
Get on them! Attack, I say!
So, character voice. As you progress through the game, you'll notice in certain situations that your character will just launch out with things. Whether it's attacking a group of enemies, finding an item, unlocking a door or chest, or if you've just left it idle for too long without pausing it, your character will shout things at you. The actual dialogue of the game is not voiced. Well, not from your character's perspective anyway. The vast majority of it is literally just written dialogue, and you read it on the screen and then select your reply. However,
Attack! Kill them now!
yeah, there are certain... it just amuses me, certain voices. Usually I'll go for either the manic psychotic or the sociopath. I don't know what that says about me, but they're just funny